It's easy enough for me to talk to you about the benefits of God choosing to fully inhabit my body, of Kundalini awakening, and this alchemical process of transformation. It's easy to speak of the benefits, of which there are innumerable. And it's also easy to speak of the challenges from a state of victimhood. Today, I feel to speak of my current experience, trying to be sympathetic to both the human and the divine, just as the one that is both experiencing and observing both simultaneously. Because my process feels like I'm on a bike, a motorbike. And at some point along the way, my soul decided to ride motorbikes in this life. And not just for fun. I chose to be some sort of racing driver. And when I first started riding motorbikes, when I first hopped on this journey, the track was easier, the bike had less horsepower, there were more pit stops. I had some degree of freedom because the track was straight and easy enough to just look around me and observe what was going on with a leisurely gaze. I was such I was going to say a juvenile, but I had a very leisurely approach to the process, and I was given and afforded a degree of freedom at that point. But at the end of each track, my performance is weighed, and it's decided whether or not I have to review the track or I can move on. And since those early days of riding bikes with very little horsepower, that were easy, with many stops, I've got somewhat more capable, somewhat more skilled, masterful. And so here I find myself now riding a bike with far more horsepower, navigating a track that's far more challenging, riding in all sorts of conditions with very few pit stops. And whereas I was afforded a degree of freedom in my leisurely attitude in the early days, now the process and experience requires my impeccability, because the stakes are much higher now. It takes a great degree of energy and strength just to even stay on the bike, let alone navigate the track and get through with some degree of skill, timeliness, and mastery. And I don't have the freedom to take my eyes off the track in the way that I had earlier on in the process. I don't have the freedom to wander, to meander. At this stage, my eyes have to be firmly focused on the track, because the track is winding and there are all sorts of sharp turns And if my gaze strays for just a second, it could be game over, particularly at the speeds I'm going at. And so I'm kind of holding on for dear life. And I'm in it now. I'm totally devoted to the process. So, of course, all of my efforts are focused on staying on the bike. There's no other way for me. That is just the assignment. So that is what I will do. But at a human level, it's tiring. It's tiring having to live and operate with this level of impeccability. To keep my eyes firmly on the track at all times, to not stray, to not get distracted. Because one mere distraction at this speed, on a track like this, could be game over. So I'm not afforded the luxury of freedom that I was earlier in the process on the easier tracks. And there hasn't been a pit stop for a while. And my body's hoping there's going to be a pit stop soon. But I don't know. And I'm tired. It takes a great degree of energy just to stay on the bike, to just keep my hands on the handlebars, to keep my focus relentlessly on the track. And to keep myself alive. And I find now at this moment that the speed is even increasing. And my soul is just having a blast. My soul, there is such joy and bliss and glee at the speeds at which I'm managing to navigate this process. It is almost this sense of flying. But my human, she doesn't even know what fucking day, time, planet I'm on. And there's stuff at a human level that needs to be done. If I am to be a functional human, which I believe God is asking me to be in this life, I haven't been given the assignment to go off to the ashram, unfortunately. So here I am, in life, moving at 1,000 miles an hour. And it seems ceaseless. And it's exhilarating. And at times it's terrifying too, because my body's needs, I don't know if my physical body knows how to keep up with this speed. There are many things at a maintenance level: my teeth, my diet, exercise. So many things that my nervous system that needs support to try and integrate this level of this velocity at which I'm experiencing the process. And I don't know how to maintain the vehicle at this speed. This is new to me, going this quick in these kinds of conditions, when the earth plane is in this level of disharmony and recalibration. And maybe I need to stop and do an oil change. Make sure that the tire pressure's golden. But I've got this sense of just keep going. Don't lose any time on the track. And it feels like My soul is driving faster and faster and faster. And I feel right now that I'm just in this complete release, surrender, unknown juncture, that if I continue at this speed and I continue on this course, of which is now the only available course to me because the process is well underway, I don't know where it's going to lead me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to the bike, to stay on the bike, to stay in the body. There are many times in this process that I feel like I'm the most alive I've ever been, the most vital, the most lucid, and at the same time that I'm inches away from death. Because the amount of energy that is coursing through my system at any one point, it is burning up so much vital fuel in my physical human body. I'm losing weight. Despite eating as much as I can, I've lost my appetite. I eat as much as I can every day. I'm eating, animal products and whatever fuel my body is asking me for. And I'm doing my best to listen and respond. But this cosmic fuel that is Kundalini, she needs a lot of energy. She's burning through a lot of energy. And my poor, beautiful human, she's not poor, but I feel for her because she just wanted a normal life. She just wanted to wake up. She just wanted to be free. She didn't realize that freedom meant becoming a professional racing driver. She's not unhappy for the change. It's exhilarating to live this way, to be on this journey when she thought maybe she'd be in a mundane job for the rest of her life. But it comes with its perks and it comes with its challenges. There's a sense of time accelerating, and it feels like this effervescent fabric that's just slipping through my fingers, and it's almost moving so quickly. That's the appearance. It feels like things are moving so quickly that it's almost futile to try and even grab, even just take a moment to examine more closely. It's just all flying past me. And I know I'm not alone in this. In our Own Your Gold Academy, other members are also experiencing very interesting evaluations of time or direct embodied experiences of time. And I feel really that nothing new is happening with time, but that our constructs around it are collapsing, and therefore we're returning to the singularity beyond space and time, and therefore the appearance of time quickening until it collapses into no time, no space, nothing, no one. The singularity returning, that will continue. There's a mounting pressure drive towards something quite extraordinary. Whether I'll be able to actualize that, I don't know. Whether humanity will survive it, I don't know, because this is both individual and collective and cosmic. But God is just asking me to keep my eyes on the road. there's not very much else I can do at this point. The process is just too demanding for me to be concerned with everyone else's journey. So I do my best to keep my eyes on the road, to stay the course, to ride hard, to ride long, to ride true, as I decided to at some point in this evolutionary experience. And I'm incredibly grateful for being on the bike, for being given this assignment. I hope I can hold on a little bit longer till I can reach a pit stop, or until some other divine aid arrives in the form of reprieve. Exhilarating. It's exhilarating. It's death-defying even. It's electric. I have no regrets. I am totally grateful, totally at awe, totally in awe. And I'm also very tired. And I'm also struggling to just function. Bliss, rapture, an explosion of creation, and my human is just trying to pick up the pieces. She's just trying to hold on. We keep our gaze steady. We take deep breaths. We do the best we can with the awareness we have. We keep riding. And if this is my time to go, I wouldn't change a second of it. It's been one hell of a ride. But somehow I think my soul has got more in me yet. Somehow there is going to be, there'll be another track beyond this one. And I'll reach it somehow. And I will stay on the bike and I will keep going despite my weariness, despite my very human needs, despite my fear even. Because I'm not surrounded by many people on a track who've chosen this path. Very few understand it, understand it. I think they can sympathize, but unless they're going through it, they can't know. They can't know what it's like to be an elite racing driver. Oh, over and out, soul fam.